I'm feeling very happy to introduce you here. आप
Thank you
शायद
so
काफी दिनों बाद ऑनलाइन आई हैं and other thing is I remember attending your lack remedy in
much.
Andheri session. It was very nice, ma'am. I
Thank you.
cannot forget just
Thank you. Thank you so
very
much.
pleasant, smooth and calmly and motherly touch to the explanation and everything, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
So, ma'am, yes,
Yeah.
ma'am has started her journey in, I guess, ICR with
Yes.
ML Dhole sir's uh, trust, right?
Yes. Yes.
And continued her journey with different schools of thoughts, Sehgal sir's sensation method, and
Yes.
then in-depth study in HHF with mind
Yes.
depth, जिस depth से मैम explanation भी करती है. So that really we can't forget. Like I still remember the lack remedy which you thought. And
Thank
जो
you.
केस था वो अभी भी याद है हमें. So
Thank
happy to
you.
introduce you, ma'am.
Thank
Please
you.
welcome.
Thank you so much. Start. मैं थोड़ा I'll try to brief you in the case ताकि आपको इस केस का फील आ जाए. तो ये एक छोटी सी बच्ची है जो अगस्त 2018 मेरे पास आई और उसकी मदर उसकी हिस्ट्री देने लगी. तो शी सेड मदर बोले कि शी इज 3.5. तो बच्ची थर्ड से उसकी माँ को देख के बोली आई एम 3. तो एक छोटा सा बोरी मुस्लिम फैमिली है जो जॉइंट फैमिली है जिसमें पेरेंट्स, ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स और उनका छोटा जो देवर है, जो अंकल है, उसकी वाइफ, वो लोग सब साथ में रहते हैं. दे आर वेल टू डू फैमिली. फादर इज अ बिजनेसमैन, मदर इज अ ब्यूटिशियन जो फ्रीलांसिंग करती है. तो इस बच्ची को बहुत डाइजेशन इश्यूज है और खांसी के इश्यूज है एंड वो बहुत स्वीट्स खाती है एंड बहुत खांसी सर्दी होती है. तो इस वजह से बहुत टैंट्रम्स भी शी कीप्स थ्रोइंग अ लॉट ऑफ टैंट्रम्स और खाती नहीं है बराबर से. और हर बार ये कुछ खाती है तो इसको लूज मोशंस होते हैं. पहले बहुत अक्सर होता था लेकिन अभी एटलीस्ट इट इज अंडर कंट्रोल. तो आई ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड कि इस बच्ची को इतना प्रॉब्लम्स क्या है. एक तो वेल टू डू फैमिली है, एवरीबॉडी इज लुकिंग आफ्टर सो वेल, जॉइंट फैमिली है, घर की ओनली बच्ची है. तो व्हाट कैन बी द प्रॉब्लम. तो देन फैमिली एनवायरनमेंट में ऐसा है कि शी इज द ओनली गर्ल चाइल्ड ऑफ द फैमिली एंड सब लोग उसको बहुत पैम्पर करते हैं. all her demands get fulfilled. So conflict of parenting होता है मदर और ग्रैंड मदर में. कैसी है मदर? बहुत इंडिपेंडेंट, यंग है तो बहुत इंडिपेंडेंट आउटलुक वाली है. वो सोचती है कि अभी शी शुड ईट ऑन हर ओन. लेकिन ग्रैंड मदर बोलती है नहीं नहीं, मैंने अपने बच्चों को 7-8 साल तक उनको खिलाया है, सो शी शुड ऑल्सो फीड द चाइल्ड टिल 7-8 years. तो इस मामले में घर में हमेशा फाइट्स होते थे बिकॉज ऑफ दिस चाइल्ड. और ये बच्चा बराबर जानती है कि दीज फाइट्स आर बिकॉज ऑफ मी. So, if anything the mother says against her wish, she'll go running to her dadi and say, देखो देखो मम्मी ऐसी बोल रही है. And then she knows that, दादी will shout at मम्मी. तो ऐसे सब situation होता था घर में because of this child. लेकिन मदर इज द ओनली वन जो इस बच्ची को टाइम देती है, जो उसके साथ खेलती है, उसको बीच ले जाती है, जिम्नास्टिक्स के लिए ले जाती है एंड शी प्लेज अ वेरी डोमिनेंट फिगर इन हर लाइफ. तो बच्चा हमेशा मम्मा मम्मा, पूरा दिन मम्मा, तुम मेरे लिए सॉक्स पहना, बैग दे, एवरीथिंग मम्मा शुड डू. सो शी वांट्स मदर्स अटेंशन ऑल द टाइम. एंड अगर मम्मी हो तो वो किसी और के साथ नहीं खेलेगी या अपने दूसरे फ्रेंड्स के साथ टॉयज भी शेयर नहीं करेगी. शी इज वेरी पॉजेसिव मदर के मामले में. एंड व्हेनेवर मम्मी कम्स बैक फ्रॉम वर्क शी इज वेरी हैप्पी एंड शी विल इमीडिएटली से अभी आप मुझे कडल करो, कैरी करो, एंड मम्मी के पीछे बहुत क्लिंग करती रहेगी. फादर ऐसा है, बहुत प्यार करता है बच्ची से, लेकिन बहुत बिजी है, तो रात को जो भी आने के बाद जितना भी टाइम है उतने वो खेलते हैं बच्चे के साथ, अदरवाइज ही हैज नो टाइम। और ग्रैंडफादर बहुत पेशेंट है और बहुत अच्छी तरह से बच्चे को देखते हैं, एंड शी इज वेरी अटैच्ड टू हिम। ग्रैंड मदर ऐसी है कि प्यार तो करती है लेकिन उनमें उतना पेशेंस नहीं है, क्योंकि ये बच्चा परेशान करती है। तो जब भी बच्ची अकेली रहती है ग्रैंड मदर के साथ, तो शी विल हैरेस ग्रैंड मदर। और अंकल ऐसे हैं कि ही इज यंग, तो विल यू गो वन मोर स्लाइड अहेड प्लीज, सो वी आर इन पेस। हाँ, यस, करेक्ट। तो अंकल ऐसे है कि ही इज ऑल्सो वेरी यंग, ही इज द यंगेस्ट ब्रदर, तो ही इज ऑल्सो वेरी ऐसा प्लेफुल, तो ही लाइक्स टू हैरेस हर। कभी बाल खींचेंगे, कभी गाल खींचेंगे, कभी किस करेंगे, और इसको बहुत गुस्सा आता है, तो वो चीख चीख के शी विल रन बिहाइंड हिम एंड शी विल ट्राई टू हिट हिम एंड शी विल स्क्रीम एट हिम। उसके बाल बीच खींच के ऐसे एकदम स्क्रीम करेगी। नाउ शी इज 3.5, तो नर्सरी जाती है। वहाँ पास में एक बहुत अच्छा नर्सरी है जहाँ पे बहुत ऐसे कम बच्चे लेते हैं, अराउंड 15 के स्ट्रेंथ, एंड इट्स एक्सपेंसिव नर्सरी, सो थोड़े वेल टू डू बच्चे ही जाते हैं। तो उसको इनिशियली बहुत सेपरेशन एंजाइटी होता था कि अभी मम्मी छोड़ के जाएगी, एंड शी वुड क्राई अ लॉट, लेकिन 1 महीने के बाद सेटल हुई और स्कूल में बहुत अच्छी, लाइक किसी को परेशान नहीं करेगी, सब कुछ सुनेगी। इट्स लाइक मदर बोली कि ये एकदम टेम्ड कैट जैसी है, स्कूल में इतनी अच्छी बच्ची है, लेकिन जैसे घर में आएगी सबसे पहला बैग रखेगी और फिर बोलेगी अभी मुझे हक करो, और फिर जोर जोर से चीखना चालू करेगी, बैग फेंकेगी, उसके अंकल को जाके मारेगी, पीटेगी, और बोलेगी अभी मुझे समथिंग दे दो, समथिंग दे दो। और वो समथिंग जो है इट्स यूजुअली कि कुछ मीठा होना चाहिए, दैट समथिंग मीन्स मीठा फॉर हर। तो मम्मी बोलती है जितना स्कूल में टेम्ड कैट है उतने ही घर में एकदम वाइल्ड कैट है। तो शी सेड कि मदर बोली ये तो शुगर रश है आजकल के बच्चों का। सो आई आस्क्ड कि ये शुगर रश क्या है। सो शी सेड कि शुगर रश जो है वो आजकल का ट्रेंड है, क्योंकि बच्चे केक्स, कुकीज, चॉकलेट्स, ये शुगर बॉडी में ऐड हो जाता है और इंस्टेंटली इतना एनर्जी मिलता है बच्चों को दैट दे बिकम हाइपर, और इसको चैनलाइज नहीं करो देन दे विल स्टार्ट हैरेसिंग यू, इतना हो जाता है। एंड शील नॉट ईट, शील नॉट स्लीप, इतना स्टबन होगी, टैंट्रम्स करेगी। तो उस टाइम पे जब वो स्कूल से आएगी she'll be so much hyper because the sugar goes low, तो फिर उसको स्वीट खिलाओ, she'll calm her, फिर उसके बाद वो हाइपर होगी, तो स्वीट एग्रोवेट्स ऑल्सो उसको एमिलरेट भी करता है। So sugar is one thing which calms her and makes her stubborn too. So when she's tired and irritated, जब आप sugar दो, she's okay. But once sugar goes high in her blood, फिर इतनी irritation हो जाएगी, hyper हो जाएगी, then she'll scream, cry, shout, beat, she'll do everything of that sort. Then I asked her what is her nature, her disposition. They said कि she has lot of anger issues, उसको गुस्सा बहुत है. If irritated, you give her sugar, she's okay. But हमारे भी तो fault है. We are all adults at home, और हम भी अपने ही काम में we are also engrossed, हम अपने मोबाइल में लगे हुए रहते हैं. We all are engrossed in our mobile. So वो क्या कर सकती है, बच्ची क्या कर सकती है, वो भी मोबाइल में घुस जाती है, उसको सब कुछ आता है मोबाइल में, यूट्यूब कैसे खोलो, आईफोन कैसे यूज करो, वीडियोस कैसे ऑन करो, एवरीथिंग शी नोज। तो शी इज वेरी हाइपर एक्टिव एंड रेस्टलेस, बहुत मिस्टीरियस है, उसको खेलना पसंद है, कलर्स पसंद है, कार्टून्स पसंद है, उसको ईटिंग इज मोस्ट डिसलाइक, शी डजंट लाइक टू ईट, लेकिन अगर उसको कुछ खाना है तो इट हैज टू बी स्नैक्स, शी लाइक्स ओनली स्नैक्स। और स्लीप भी बहुत लिमिटेड है, एंड शी इज वेरी चॉइस रिलेटेड, अगर मुझे ये ड्रेस पहनना है तो यही पहनना है, एंड यू हैव टू गिव हर व्हाट शी वांट्स, शी विल नॉट लिसन टू यू, and she'll demand that you have to give her, like she will go on demanding and she'll cry, she'll not listen to mother at all, will not eat if she doesn't want to or if not fed. Next slide. She's very talkative, uska grasping bhi bahut acha hai, she gets bored easily and she wants change, she'll ask for the mobile. Sitting in one place is a task for her. बहुत hyper है and she's very cranky. पूरा दिन मम्मा ये मम्मा वो, and she loves people around और बहुत energy है, बहुत मतलब constantly she's on the move या कुछ ना कुछ करती रहेगी और उसकी वजह से उसका attention span भी बहुत कम है, बहुत distracted है, कोई focus नहीं है. Like she was sitting in the consulting room, mother was talking, वो बोली मुझे कुछ draw करना है, she was drawing but her full attention was on the mother और जहाँ mother को correction करना है she is immediately correcting. मतलब इतना है इसका कि एक side से I mean she's multi focusing but she knows what's going on around also, but she's hyper, मतलब she's all over the place. She belongs to the jet age children. अभी this was something new. I said ये jet age children क्या है? Saying everybody is in the trend. You know, वो किस तरह से iPhone phones use करते हैं. कोई बच्चे with there's one बच्चा who wants an iPhone with the Apple logo. मतलब इतना है और इनका demands भी इतने हैं कि मुझे mall जाना है, मुझे play zone में जाना है, मुझे ये चाहिए वो चाहिए. इतने छोटे बच्चे को भी मालूम है कि मुझे क्या चाहिए और कहाँ से मिलेगा. So this generation is so fast. ने कहा एक दिन मैंने देखा कि ये कुछ मोबाइल देके कुछ बातें कर रही थी उन लोगों से जो मोबाइल में कैरेक्टर्स थे. तो मैंने देखा कि क्या कर रही है. तो she is talking, seeing a Chinese channel and she's talking in Chinese with those people. तो इतने smart है वो लोग and they're so clear in their choice and demanding. And she needs a standard of living also. मतलब वो मंचकिंस जहाँ है वो बहुत ऐसे थोड़े हाई क्लास बच्चे आते हैं तो उसको वहीं पे एडजस्ट होता है. बीच में हमने एक दूसरे स्कूल में डाला जहाँ पे 40 स्टूडेंट्स थे. She just couldn't adjust because those children were more roughed up. So she wanted little, you know, high class जहाँ पे लोग उसको attention देंगे, अच्छी तरह से रखेंगे. She cannot adjust. और उनके पास 2 गाड़ी है तो she'll always say take the bigger car. मतलब ऐसा सब है और उसके डिमांड सब लोग फुलफिल कर रहे हैं, मदर के साइड से भी फादर के साइड से भी. सो शी इज वेरी स्टबर्न एंड शी विल गेट हर डिमांड्स फुलफिल्ड. अभी मदर का हिस्ट्री भी ऐसा था कि शी इज फ्रॉम दुबई एंड शी गॉट मैरिड वेरी अर्ली. सो इट वाज एन अनप्लान्ड प्रेगनेंसी. उसको ऐसा लगा कि अभी अर्ली मैरिज हुआ, थोड़ा मजे करेंगे, घूमेंगे फिरेंगे, बट दिस वाज एन अनप्लान्ड प्रेगनेंसी. And she's career oriented, so she felt कि अभी मैं इतनी छोटी हूँ, I'm pregnant now, I can't do my career, I can't go anywhere. So she used to get very irritated if her wishes were not fulfilled. I feel mother is not around, so my wishes are not getting fulfilled. In the first anniversary also, she felt कि हम लोग अभी कहीं trip पे जाएंगे, घूमने जाएंगे, but it was not possible. So she threw a tantrum. You know, so she felt कि मेरे कोई friends pregnant नहीं है और मैं ही यहाँ कहाँ फंस गई इस pregnancy में. So she used to feel very depressed, very sad and very irritable. Husband was very supportive. Rather, he used to say कि बाद में काम कर लेना, now you take care of yourself. But she used to get bored because she herself is very active and she needs to do things. And she did her makeup artist thing till the 9th month. She used to see YouTube videos and, you know, do makeup. तो इस केस में इतने सारे फीचर्स थे ना, इतने सारे, यू नो, यू कुड सी सो मेनी एस्पेक्ट्स. आप लाइको भी सोच सकते हो, पल्सिटिला भी सोच सकते हो, कैमोमिला भी सोच सकते हो, हाइपर टीयूबी भी सोच सकते हो. सो आई वाज थिंकिंग इस केस के मेन फीचर्स क्या है. व्हाट, लेट अस सी व्हाट आर द हाइलाइटेड फीचर्स. ऐसे एक तो डाइजेस्टिव डिसऑर्डर्स बहुत है, इश्यूज विद शुगर मेटाबॉलिज्म है, sweet desire aggravate ameliorate है, she is very hyperactive child, बहुत बोर्ड जल्दी होती है, change desires, diversion ameliorates, उसके concentration difficult है, she is very headstrong, मतलब चाहिए, very irritable, very cranky. I'm very clear, जो चाहिए she is very clear. ऐसा नहीं कि मुझे मालूम नहीं, she knows what she wants and she'll take it. She is self-centered, मतलब अपनी, वो अपना तो सब खाए, she'll not think of others. She'll think for herself. Very jet age, मतलब trendy, clear, demanding. बहुत irritable, temper tantrums. All her wishes need to be fulfilled. फिर एक wild cat और tame cat भी है कि बाहर चूहे जैसी और घर में बिल्ली हो जाती है, शेर हो जाती है. Very precious, spoiled children, only child of family, too much attention given, yet attention seeking. मतलब इतना attention मिल रहा है हर एक बंदे से, फिर भी आप more and more attention सीख रहे हो. It's like it's never ending. आपको तो सब कुछ मिल रहा है, फिर इतनी attention की जरूरत क्या है? All involved in their own life, you know. Family situation ऐसा है कि प्यार तो करते हैं, लेकिन सबकी priorities, you know, अलग है. All are घुसे हुए हैं अपने मोबाइल में. All are involved in their life in mobile. Child is also tech savvy. He's looking for a playmate. You know, the child is looking for someone to play. इसलिए वो mama, because mama is the only one who plays with her. The child is looking for a playmate which he's finding in the mobile. That's why, you know, वो Chinese, मतलब she's talking to those channel played, you know, characters in Chinese because she's looking for some company. So then I removed the repertorial rubrics. I said, delusions loved is not by parents. Delusion he is neglected, forsaken feeling, moro sulky children in. There is envy because she will not like her mother to be shared by anybody. Concentration difficult, obstinate, defiant, disobedient, mischievous, restless nervousness children in, clinging to mother, clinging take hand of mother always, carried desire, caressed desire, holding or being held, desire for. So I felt that these were the main rubrics. And when I repertorized what came first, congratulations to most of you came to Sacramal and Didi mein Lyco, Pulsatilla, Naxvomica, Sulfur, all these come. But Sacramal was a remedy I had given. Now let me first, you know, take you to the journey of Sacramal. So because this was new, I mean, this was the first time I had prescribed, I wanted to understand, बच्चे को सब मिल रहा है, well-to-do family है, then why there is so much need for attention? So I gave her 201 dose. She developed diarrhea in the first week. And after that, her stomach issues settled down. She could eat better. Her abnormal craving for sweets also came down. Her aggressiveness, her tantrums, everything came back down. Her hyperactivity reduced. She was more calmer and more playful at school and at home. She settled in 3 months in her digestive and respiratory issues. So what is Sacramal? So Sacramal comes in the family called Poaceae or Gramineae. It's the order Poales, and they belong to the order of monocotyledons. Now in this, the Poaceae is, you know, it's among the grass family. Jahan pe you have wheat, you have sugar cane, you have maize, barley, oats. So Sacramal is made from the fresh juice of sugar cane. So it contains minerals like calcium, copper, phosphorus, magnesium, sodium, potassium, iron, sulfur, zinc, chromium. So it's used for malnutrition and various minerals and vitamin deficiencies. So what Dr. Boric has to write, it's used in fat, bloated, large-limbed children who are cross, peevish, whining, capricious. They don't know what they want, but they are all the time cranky, and they want dainty things. They refuse substantial food. तुमको snacking चाहिए. You don't want a proper food, which is there in this child. So we went to the provings of Sacramal. उसमें क्या है? There's a lack of self-love. It's like, you know, he said, it's like an endless pit. तुम जितना भी प्यार डालो वो कमी है. And you will see, you know, in today's practice, you will see that बहुत सारे बच्चे हैं where parents can afford everything. They give them everything and everybody's attention on them, but still, you know, they are all the time seeking that attention. That is when you have, and if there is a sugar rush, which is there in today's children, you should think of Sacramal. There's a lack of self-love with fear of abandonment by mother, from fear not to deserve her love. It's in babies who do not get breastfeeding, combined with lack of contact with mother, lack of attention. You know, children, you know, okay, हम थक गए हैं, parents काम से आ गए, बच्चा परेशान कर रहा है, okay, तुम मोबाइल लो, पकड़ो, तुम, okay, मैं चॉकलेट देती हूँ, अभी मुझे परेशान मत करो. You know, so you are not giving the child the quality time. You are, you know, giving either a chocolate or something else, you know, as a compensation to remove your tiredness, but to get away from your child. So the child is not getting that quality time, that type of love that the child needs, especially such young children. They are desperately in search for love, attention, and affection. So jealousy from fear to lose love of beloved or parents. They have a great need to cuddle. I mean, everybody loves you, but you want that cuddling and caressing all the time. And they have difficult to admit, this is their need. I mean, tum jitna bhi karo wo kam hota hai. You have a great need that somebody should constantly be caressing you, cuddling you, hugging you. So even the child, as soon as she comes back from school, first thing is say, she'll not throw a tantrum. First she'll say, you hug me. And then she'll throw a tantrum. Is why you left me. Homesickness, difficult to leave people or objects, difficulty to accept losses, forsaken feeling, desire to be held in the arms of mother, desire to be carried, sleep with the parents. There is pain in the abdomen around the navel from difficulty to release his mother. They are antisocial. He thinks he is neglected or placed at disadvantage, feels despised and envious. They are very sensitive to reprimands, or not sensitive to reprimands, but they have a great need for approbation, that is appreciation, impatience. Everything he wants has to be satisfied immediately, otherwise he'll be angry, not able to be distracted or reason. That's just so stubborn. Irritable morning until breakfast. So this is the sugar, there's a problem in the sugar metabolism. When 1 or 2 hours without taking food, irritable when hungry, better by eating, slow waking up and revival rising in the morning, compulsive eating. So your sugar metabolism is disturbed. So if you are low on sugar, you add sugar. But if you get excess sugar, again you're hyper. So you're not balanced in your sugar metabolism. Either it's hypo or hyper. There's weakness, lack of energy, sudden weakness, better by sweets. There's a great desire for sweets, chocolates, aggravation from sweets causing aggressiveness, irritability, better from sweets. It's problems related to sugar metabolism. Ravenous appetite soon after eating with a feeling of emptiness in the stomach and general weakness. They have a tendency to eat frequently between meals. Has to eat at the normal hour, otherwise he feels weak, dizzy, trembling, headache. This is all to do with sugar metabolism. Ravenous appetite morning after baking, has to eat first. Insatiable appetite, not better by eating. And there's a lot of difficulty because of the disturbed sugar metabolism. There's difficulty in concentration. They go from one toy to another. Delusions, his parents don't love him and he's less loved than his siblings. And because there are behavioral changes because of all this disturbance, you'll find these children sucking their fingers day and night, putting everything in the mouth, sucking fingers till an advanced. You're old, but you're still wanting to have that finger sucking habits. Like the child never grows up because there's that need of infancy, of that nutrition, of that love. Loquacity, mostly attention seeking, hasty, incessant talking, and they are very restless. Plays antics. Everything is to do with attention. Everything is to do with, mujhe dekho, mujhe pyar karo. Loves to be on stage, to be on limelight. Collects everything, not able to throw things away. Change attachment to objects. Changing constantly his activity, not able to fix attention. They are spoiled children. Insolence. They are disobedient. Poel family of remedies provide useful solutions to enslavement and addictions of modern living. Like in today's time, this is a remedy which you should think of, because everybody's parents, working parents, they are busy, they have the money, they can give so many things to their children, and they themselves want to be, they're tired, so they themselves, you see a lot of parents, in spite of their children being sick, but they'll not compromise on their going out or hoteling or partying or outstations. Matlab, it's like I'm giving my child everything, but I'm not giving that time and love which my child actually needs at that age. Parents spend less quality time with children and are engrossed in mobile and WhatsApp, which is, today this is there. So this was the journey of Saccharum Al. Now, I thought कि how will I differentiate इतना प्यार दो कितना भी प्यार दो तो भी कम पड़ता है. तो first remedy which I thought was कि pulsatilla को कैसे differentiate करेंगे. So pulsatilla तो okay, she wants that love, she wants that attention, but at least if you console her, Pulsatilla will be consoled, while इसको तो और चाहिए. Pulsatilla also likes to be carried, caressed, but at a point she will stop. I mean, she will be happy with the love that you give her. Second which came to my mind was Lyco. उसमें भी वो tame cat, wild cat, hard for inferior, kind for superior, very dictatorial, ambition, flattered desire. But I felt that this type of sugar metabolism did not fit Lyco, जहाँ पे एक high भी होता है और एक low भी होता है. And this type of कि इतना एक कुएं में आप जितना भी प्यार डालो वो कुआं गहरा ही है. It's like, it's endless. Sulfur, I mean, it came in the repertorial chart, so I put sulfur. She doesn't fit in sulfur. Sulfur is more independent, more charming. While ye to hamesha mama. The issues are only different. It's nothing to do with sulfur's wealth or sulfur's ego. Those issues don't come here at all. Nor the embarrassment. वो तो जहाँ उसको मन का नहीं हुआ वो तो चीखते चिल्लाते सब अपना काम करवा लेगी. नक्सवामिका का उस तरह का irritability वगैरह भी नहीं है. Even some people brought in sanicula, but sanicula are, you will get a history of very undernourished children, and they are called as grazers. मतलब day and night they want to suckle the mother's breast, which is not the story of this child. The story of this child is that, she wants an endless need for love, which the parents love her, but they are not giving her that type of time. They are all involved in their own, own mobile, own gadgets. They're not understanding what the child is seeking is a playmate. The child is seeking that you give me time, you give me love. And then, you see that, disturbed sugar metabolism, like sugar, sweet, chocolate, all this are, things to do with love. You will find that you give a chocolate to a loved person. So it's something to do with love, and this is endless bit of love. So this is where, I felt that Saccharum was something which fitted the best, and it did well on her too. So this was my little presentation. I hope I have been able to, put across. That's the presentation.
थैंक यू. बहुत अच्छा प्रेजेंटेशन. नहीं भूलेगा सैक्रम एल्बम. कोई क्वेश्चन है यदि आप लोगों के तो प्लीज पूछ लीजिए.
मैडम मैडो से कैसे इसको डिफरेंशिएट करेंगे मेडोराइनम से?
Meadorhinum is extremes. ना अभी एक Meadorhinum का बच्चा है. You will find that there's no balance in Meadorhinum. उसका emotions ही इतना extreme है ना कि you will find on one side कि बहुत sympathetic है. जैसे कितना sympathetic बच्चा है. He will take care of you. He'll take care of his friends, his toys, his अगर कोई animal pet हो. इतना on one side you will see कि पापा he can be extremely cruel also. He can go to an extent of injuring or doing cruelty to someone. So there is extremes of emotion in Meadorhinum. On one side, you will see extreme sympathy. On one side, you will see extreme cruelty. These issues are there. Then there are physicals also, no? Better in nature. Sabhi ek Meadorhinum ka case tha mera. She was looking so calcarea और इतना fear. Everything, fear of dark, fear of going, alone. ये सब था. I used to give him calcarea, but he never responded. Then I thought कि ये इतना hairy है ना, इतने thick. He's hardly 8-9 years. Thick eyebrows है इसके, plus his hairs are all, hands are so hairy. And if he has to go अभी 9-10 साल का बच्चा कुछ म्यूजिक सीख रहा है, तो there was a concert, so he was going with his sir and his other friends who are doing music to some place together. They were going by car, or he was so tensed and so upset about going alone without his parents. Usually children are so happy, na? It is like a picnic for them to go somewhere for a concert with your friends and sir, and they're all known people. लेकिन इसको इतना he felt sick with fever because there was so much of anticipation on going to this concert with his sir and friends. So इतने anticipatory anxiety, these extremes of emotions, and I prescribed him on this anticipatory anxiety extreme because I could see कि वो rage में इतना होता है कि वो किसी को भी मार सकता है घर में, और उतना ही डरपोक है. इज वी सो बोल्ड कि घर में किसी को भी शाउट कर सकता है, मार सकता है. एक साइड से तुम इतने डरपोक हो कि तुम you want the light on even while brushing your teeth, or you won't go to the bathroom alone. I mean, it is something which doesn't match. And plus these hairy hands, hairy legs, hairy thick eyebrows. From this I had given him medorinum and his entire skin eczema cleared off.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Yes.
Tuberculinum कैसे ready करेंगे?
Tuberculinum comes from, there's a lot of hyper, no? They are hyperactivity because there's so much of energy in them. There's so much of energy. They also have that, they are, good at outside, and, they are very disobedient at home. All that is there. But they are very destructive. There's a lot of hyper. Their thing comes from hyper energy. There's defiance. You want to rebel, you want to go against the system, you want to say, means it's more of a rebel. You don't see that rebel in her. You find is like a spoiled child she is, and her issues are only different. Like you cannot go, all of you have understood the dynamics very nicely, but like you have to see where the journey starts from. So in her, the journey starts from, she's spoiled, but at the same time, there's something in the family environment from which she's seeking, which she's not getting also. Well, in tuberculinum, it's more rebellious, more defiance, more disobedience, more destructive, more hyper, jumping. He desires change. He wants to, he wants to do everything opposite of what. Plus, there's so much of energy. In her, the sugar metabolism aspect is coming very strongly. There is a time when, she's either down or she's up.
रूम भी आ सकते ना, जो उसका shrieking and all था उसमें.
See, in room children, I had a case who was a room child. Uska aisa hai na कि it's like there are some times when the parents are with the child and they're looking after the child, and there are some times when the parents are not, they leave the child alone. So then room child is such that when the parents are with him, he'll be very nice, and he will when the parents are not with him, he'll be very nice with that maid, and he'll be obedient and all that. But when the parents are at home with him, he will create so much havoc. It is something similar, but then there is the sour smell of ruim, and I think there is some night aggravation also in ruim. So it's the journey is important. It's like ruim is somewhere close to makeup, but makeup is often all the time, feels often all the time. Well, ruim feels often at sometimes, and sometimes he feels scared for. So we need to see the journey of the child, or the journey, the entire journey. If we go by symptoms, then we can think of many remedies like TB. We think of Lyco because she is so good at school and so creating havoc at home. Even ruim can come, even tuberculinum can come. But when we see the journey is different in all. Okay. And ruim has got a lot of sour smell. So even in the discharges, like about the sour smell was never spoken about her diarrhea or anywhere. Plus, from whatever I remember about ruim, for what I had prescribed for that particular child, again, it was a child was because of this. Because the parents, there were times when the parents would he was so small, hardly 1-2 years old. And she likes to go for kitty parties, and, she likes to go out, and she would leave him with the maid, and she would go. So the child used to behave so, like, itna good, itna scared with the maid. He was so small, and then when she comes, he used to really harass her. So it's like there are times when you're feeling totally forsaken, and then there are times you're being cared for. So I think these aspects of today's parenting also, one has to be really questioning. We have to find out what kind of parenting the child is getting, because today's parenting is not like what it was before, where parents were, totally 100% for their children. Nowadays, the career, the need for money, the need for better lifestyle is very much there. So our remedy choices, we have to really think what is the type of parenting the child is getting, and how is his reaction to the family environment.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. बहुत अच्छे से समझाया मैम.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah.
For sacrum officinalis, there has to be longing for sugar, or if all the symptoms are there and if this symptom is not there, then can we prescribe, or it has to be? Like, what is the core of the sacrum?
See, whatever 2 cases I had of sacrum were of children only around the same age. Even the second case of sacrum which I had now was a child of a similar age, where uski bhi mother is full-time a housewife and grandparents also staying close by. They get full attention, but they are constantly demanding for attention, and they need, wo sweet tooth hai unme, because it's a disturbance of sugar metabolism. So they are, and the parents, you will hear somewhere in the case the parents talking about sugar rush. Because nowadays, see, there's just so many things now. ये cookies है, पता नहीं क्या क्या chocolates है, या what all varieties. I guess I only don't know what these children do, and they know so many things. I want this, I want that. But there are so many sweet varieties that the child asks for, and I think at that time, जो craving आता है ना for sugar, that sugar aspect somewhere will come in the case. Because in both these cases, that sugar rush was mentioned by the parents. कि वो स्कूल से आता है बच्चा, नर्सरी में सुबह भी खिला के भेजते हैं, बीच में टिफिन भी भेजते हैं, लेकिन स्कूल के आने बाद इतना टेंट्रम्स करता है, फिर उसको कुछ तो स्वीट देना पड़ता है. एंड अगेन अ वेरी प्रेशियस चाइल्ड, जो बहुत सालों के बाद बच्चा पैदा हुआ, they have done IVF and all that and got the bacha. So everybody itna is like सबका attention उसके पास, and everybody is looking after him with so much love, care. Lekin that type of spoiled and tantrums and the sugar rush and the unending need for love and attention, that aspect is, it just doesn't end. You feel कि इतना क्या, I mean, सब तो दे रहे हैं, फिर भी इतना क्या. So I guess sugar is an aspect in these cases. Sugar will be there.
Thank you, ma'am. Very nicely explained.
Thank you so much.
थैंक यू मैडम. सैक्रमेल बहुत से याद, मुझे भी अब तक कंफ्यूजन होता था कि सैक्रमेल जो कंप्लीट में दिया हुआ है, तो मैंने सैक्रम ऑफ करके बहुत सारे पूरा एक ऐड करके रखा है रडार से ले लेके. तो अभी आपसे क्लियर किया कि नहीं, दोनों एक ही है.
हाँ जी
जी जी. थैंक यू, ग्रेटिट्यूड टू यू. और बहुत दिन के बाद आई, अब आते रहिएगा.
हाँ, थैंक यू, आपने इतना अच्छा अपॉर्चुनिटी और इतना सपोर्ट किया टेक्निकली.
हम लोग का प्लेजर है कि आप लोगों से सीखने को मिल रहा है. तो
थैंक यू सो मच.
थैंक यू.
हाँ जी.
और कोई क्वेश्चन होंगे तो ग्रुप में पूछ लीजिए, और पीपीटी शेयर कर दे रहे हैं अभी ग्रुप में, तो उससे भी पढ़ लीजिएगा.
हाँ जी.
थैंक यू दीदी. थैंक्स टू ऑल.
थैंक यू एवरीबॉडी.
थैंक यू सो मच मैम.